Hi, I'm Daniel, and I saw Wish, the newest film from Walt Disney Animation Studios. Instead of being for the 100th anniversary, the story focuses on a wishing star. I was looking forward to this by the original concept art last year, and even more by the teaser. This was one of the most films I was looking forward to this year, even though it was getting hated pre-release. Disney's animated films in the past 2 years haven't been as great, but I don't want to think they have lost hope for new projects. The early reviews were quite mixed, but I thought little of this and watched it myself. I don't like all the repeated discourse of the critics being wrong. The statement is just a way to end any discussion, and this shouldn't be a big treatment of critics as an individual person instead of an average rating rather than many ratings. I may think some of the negativity is due to the current era of Disney compared to 5 years ago, but also some people just don't like the movie. With that out the way, how did I find Wish? Insert pun of I wish here. Wish focuses on the City of Roses where the King Magnifico takes everyone's wishes and grants some. Asher wants the wishes to be free and accidentally summons a wishing star. This story point I find most interesting in the concept of wishes. It being a dream taken and using a part of yourself is really a thoughtful idea. There can be some parallels to this in the creative form of storytelling through art. The grandfather's dream especially shows this most of all. The detail in being 100 years old definitely feels like a tribute to Disney in that way. It's also a tribute in other ways. There's references that weren't distracting and you have staples. Some worked, but I can't pretend I don't see the AI game. The concept of wishes being kept by a dictator sounds like a top-tier Disney film, but this didn't really have that many story beats. There's the introduction part, then there's one wacky plot that went on too long, and then we hear the climax. I was enjoying the movie, but it didn't really have as much story. It felt like there was a larger focus on the atmosphere. I did really like that though. This world is great to see this island with magical elements. There wasn't much creativity with the magic, like I was doing some classic Disney films. Instead, this world feels more grounded and the imitations help that. The room with all the wish orbs is very immersive, same with the magic of the star. The concept of dark magic also existing is also a great part of this world building. The story may have been a bit young generic in parts, like the climax conclusion feeling very generic, but the atmosphere and presentation of the story makes it feel far more important than fun. The comedy and dialogue often isn't the best, but that's not surprising. Walt Disney Animation Studios often do a lot greatly, but dialogue has never really been one of them. The movies in any eras have had moments of poorly written dialogue, but it's more excuse for your older movies. This still has your non-funny lines, but I didn't find it annoying, and there was a couple decent jokes, especially in visual humour. Speaking of, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I like the animation style. Some people say it's unfinished, but I don't really see that. It apparently only looks good at a high render distance, which means the image I'm using in this video aren't selling it well. One point I do have is that some of the background character designs look weird, but that's typical of animated films where you can easily tell the main characters. These backgrounds look beautiful. I never had a problem believing the characters were there. It's a nice feature to enhance the CG. It was a bad decision to announce it as a watercolor because it's really not. It's barely even a 2D hybrid. Nemo did a similar style better, but Wish still has great animation. This film is also a musical and I'm currently not sold on the music. I sometimes need many reasons to appreciate music more, but the songs are quite weak. I like knowing what we know now and parts of the songs, but they last longer than needed. The songs overstay their welcome and try to cram so many lyrics into the line of music. The fast singing and pop feel isn't fitting compared to the usual musical feel Disney songs have had. The lyrics aren't well written, with lines sounding off with too many half rhymes. The singing and music is great, but these songs are just okay. As for the characters, Asha is a likeable protagonist who has strong moments to stand for, but I see why audiences are getting tired of this trope for Disney female leads. It worked for Rapunzel, Anna, Mirabelle, and kind of Moana, although it doesn't feel as similar. It almost works for Asha, but it doesn't really feel that distinct. I think the older princesses have problems too and feeling interchangeable, but I think Disney should test their leads more with characters like Tiana and Raya instead. King Magnifico is the first proper villain in years, and is he a grand return? Not really, but he's decent. There were some conflicted ideas with what they want him to be, because they give him a backstory and make it seem he could be redeemable if he realised he was the problem. However, it also tries to make him the embodiment of evil like the other villains, but this is still a good concept for a villain. Keeping control through wishes is really intriguing, and I like the concept of Monarch being evil and manipulating through the control. He's basically a worse version of Emperor Bells from the Owl House, but that's expected. Him wanting complete respect and no opposition is a compelling motivation to have, And it's cool to see a movie where instead of rising then falling, they just top the fall throughout the movie's events. It is a bit of a cheat having dark magic enhance his villainy, but it's cool and refreshing to see him go further with this. When you get down to it, it was still his fault that led to his corruption. It's an entertaining character. The king's wife worried me, 'cause I was expecting some twist that she was the real mastermind, but she has another plot that was pretty interesting. Asher has a group of 7 friends who were referenced to as the dwarfs. I didn't pick up on that despite one of them literally sneezing. This was a nice idea, but this was really executed having too many of them for any impact. There should have been a smaller group, and the friend side has to point down the story at points. Especially when those only 2 all-marketable side characters. Valentino received some criticism, but I found him fine. His voice is funny, it didn't overtake the movie. He could be removed with nothing changing, but I don't mind having the animal psychic just be there for no reason. Then there's the star, who doesn't speak, but is the best character in the movie. They are really cute and simple design, actually funny and plot important. They are just a yellow star that is great, and I hope they become well liked, even if this movie won't. I have a bit of trouble seeing why this movie is so hated aside from feeling standard. Sure, it has its flaws, but I found it enjoyable to watch. It's close to what people wanted Disney to make, even though I think they need to do something different for another positive era to start. In conclusion, I will give Wish 8 out of 10 and will recommend. It's on the lower end of that rating, but I think it fits. This probably isn't worth going to the cinema to see if you weren't already, but when it's on Disney Plus, I say it's worth a watch. I think it's already underrated and hope it gets better reception over time than it has. I am satisfied with this 100 special because it's a good movie. There was also credits showing Disney movies in order. It was great to keep guessing the next one, and it's good to see most movies. However, they skipped Meet the Robinsons, which felt annoying, and also The Rescuers, which is strange they take up 2 Walt Disney films. Also, why is the next Walt Disney film not even announced yet? It will probably be out in a year, why are they so slow in announcements? If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing subscribe and watching more. The end.